Hello, my Aloha tribe, and welcome to the Aloha Perspective, where you get a little bit of something and a whole lot of everything. Happy Wednesday! It is Self-Care Wednesday. I'm gonna do things a little bit differently today. We're gonna do the healing, some healing cards, and I already picked them out. So for kind of things that are that really kind of call for self-care, but we tend to ignore them, and then it creates bad habits. So first, while I wait for people to come on, let's just read a couple of things from the mindfulness journal. So I absolutely 100% love this journal. I need to get better at working in it. But I've been kind of like in this weird place the last couple of days. I don't mean weird bad. I mean just like this healing place, and the energy is just, it's been a little low, so I gotta raise the vibe. But anyways, from Spring Washam, listen to your heart and trust the direction you're being pulled. Something inside you already knows what to do. So there's a great quote that I've heard over and over in the past. Oh God, I can't think of it like exactly off the top of my head, but basically it is good morning, Sammy. So basically it's saying, the soul already knows what to do. You just basically need to get out of the way. So your soul already knows what's best for you, but you have to make the conscious choice to get out of the way. So, again, listen to your heart and trust the direction you're being pulled. Something inside you already knows what to do. So, and again, that's Spring Washam. Let's pick another one from Ajahn Chah. If you let go a little, I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names. So these are new names for me, and if I'm butchering them, I apologize. But if you let go a little, you will have a little peace. If you let go a lot, you will have a lot of peace. If you let go completely, you will have complete peace. I really like that. That is something totally to work for in self-care, right? So again, if you let go a little, you will have a little peace. If you let go a lot, you will have a lot of peace. If you let go completely, you will have complete peace. So those are the mindfulness tips for this morning. I'm going to do the heal yourself, and it's not an oracle reading, so if you're like, oh my God, she's gonna go do that, don't leave, okay? Because this is all about self-care today. And even if you do happen to pop on during Oracle Friday, don't leave either, because you never know where the message is coming from. I only work from a good place, so I'm just kind of advertising for Friday already, right? So anyways, the Heal Yourself deck it's been a very helpful deck for me on my healing journey. And they are oracle cards in their natural state and sense, but there are times when my soul knows, and there are times when I think my higher powers are trying to talk to me, and I'm just like, yep, not listening to you because I don't want to hear a damn thing you're saying, right? Because none of us ever, I know, right? Ta-da! I put a ring on. But so I guess, sorry, I had caffeine this morning, which was probably, oh no, I didn't have caffeine this morning. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyways, my thoughts are so jumbled. In fact, I almost didn't do the show this morning because my thoughts are so jumbled. But I think a lot of it is because when we talk about certain subjects, good morning, Randy, when we talk about certain subjects, they do make me a little nervous because self-care it's very personal to everybody. And I guess, you mentioned an oracle card and everyone's like, oh my God, I'm out. But please don't. Because like I said, I only work from a good place. But these cards today are specifically about self-care. Now, to make this point, just to see what would happen, I had little Georgie, the kitty, he's a tuxedo cat, sitting next to me. Right? And so I started pulling cards, and I'm like, do you like this one? And he'd turn away. And then, so these two cards, I'm not gonna lie, he literally nose bumped. So take that as you want to take that, take it for whatever it's worth. But I really feel like these cards today were brought to you by George the cat, who, by the way, was named after George Harrison, not us. This is, the lady that was fostering them named his litter of kittens after the Beatles. And older sibling fell in love with George Harrison. Now, older sibling has a fantastic flower child vibe. We all know how very metaphysically minded George Harrison was, and meditative. And I can't remember what he leaned in towards. I can't, and I don't want to just spit it out there like I know, but the religion that he did lean into, but it had a very metaphysical type of presence in my perspective. But so you never know. You never know. Maybe little George has little Georgie the cat has that metaphysical presence about him too. So yeah, and he's also a Capricorn, just like me. So that was not planned. Yeah. Anyways, let's get going. The first card is self-sabotage, and the second card is going to be self-love. Now, I'm going to start with self-sabotage first, because, oh, Sammy, I love it, Georgie the Seer, and Beetle George is my fave. You know what's funny? So just as a side note, okay, Sammy and I have talked about this before. I mean, I'm obviously a huge Paul McCartney fan. Everybody's a huge Paul McCartney fan, right? I mean, it's like either George or Paul. Older sibling and my friend Heidi are both Ringo fans. But after Sammy and I were talking one night, just by sheer coincidence, in fact, I don't even think it was a coincidence. I think my higher powers were saying, you're going to watch this because you're going to love this guy. It was a documentary on George Harrison. And wow, my eyes were open. And I'm not going to lie, I think he became my favorite Beatle then. I mean, he'd already passed away. This documentary was just fabulous. I mean, the mindset, and it really kind of helped also. This is before my healing journey started, but it also kind of helped because every so often I'd see the documentary and I'm like, yeah, you just have to trust and let go and see what happens. So it's like that quote said, if you let go a little, you'll get a little peace. If you let go a lot, you'll get a lot of peace. If you let go completely, you get complete peace. So there you go. Check out George Harrison and Google documentaries, because I honestly can't remember the name of it. But yeah, Sammy's right. His vibe was so cool. I mean, he really did get it. He really did get it. And rest his soul. But yeah, he's fascinating. He was, in my opinion, probably the most fascinating Beatle. Besides Ringo. Ringo's just fun, right? I mean, that guy's he just like emanates fun, doesn't he? He emits fun, or whatever word it is I'm looking for. So, self-care, self-sabotage. This is the first card I picked. And you might think, oh my God, Shelly Marie, that card is absolutely effing scary. It's supposed to be, because when you self-sabotage your life, it's scary. You are literally imploding, right? So I brought up music and Sammy's gone to town. Ringo is peace and love, always. Yes, he is. Just, I don't know. I mean, I discovered my true fandom of the Beatles when I was a teenager. I mean, my parents had always listened, but I'm one of these people that grew up listening to music, and even now, I have no idea who sings it. But I mean, I didn't even realize that Glenn Frey was part of the Beatles, or part of the Eagles, until I was older. And I'm like, seriously? Or John Lennon was part of the Beatles, or Paul McCartney was part of the Beatles. That's right. No, Paul McCartney just did a song with Michael Jackson. So, the things that get away from us. But anyways, yeah, I'm a little slow sometimes. So anyways, self-sabotage. Like I said, you're probably thinking, this card is so freaking scary. Why would you show this like that? The reason I'm doing it like that is because that is self-sabotage. It's the ugly things behind us, the scary things behind us that self-sabotage us, that pull us down, that bring us down. This is why I wanted to do the cards, because I really wanted that visual for people to understand how significantly bad self-sabotaging is. And when we get nervous, we tend to do this. We tend to self-sabotage. Maybe something's going good. Maybe you're out with a bunch of friends, you're having a great time, then one thought just tackles your mind, and all of a sudden it's like, I'm out. Everybody hates me at this table, I'm out. And it can be scary, and it can be annoying. It can be very annoying. But we tend to self-sabotage because there's something out there that just does not ever want us to be happy, right? Or there's a feeling inside of us, or maybe a traumatic experience in your past that makes you feel you're not worthy of these things, and you are worthy of these things. You are worthy of all these beautiful, wonderful, amazing feelings. But because sometimes our self-esteem gets away from us and it's replaced with the self-sabotaging, archetype, we fall apart. We fall apart. And then we basically just lay down and figuratively die in that moment. Not literally, figuratively, just like, oh, woe to me. And it sucks. It sucks. It super sucks. So become conscious of how your inner saboteur functions. You're about to sabotage a big opportunity. Now, obviously, that's the oracle part of the card, but now is the time to stop procrastinating and cease focusing your energy on why you are unworthy of wonderful, enriching experiences. When you connect to the saboteur archetype, oh, look at that. I didn't even read this yet, and there it is. I used the word archetype. At least I know I got that right. So when you connect to the saboteur archetype, all right, sorry, my reading. When you connect to the saboteur archetype, you begin to recognize all the ways you pass up interesting opportunities and relationships which could make you grow, learn, evolve, and become fulfilled. The saboteur is terrified of change and guards your heart from that which is meaningful to you, with the misguided belief that if you don't try, you can't fail. It forgets that if you don't escape from your comfort zone, you cannot succeed and experience the love and joy which would fulfill you. On the lighter side, the saboteur can help you connect to your intuition and help you to listen to your deeper wisdom. It can assist you in deciphering a potentially dangerous situation from an exciting one. I disagree with that, and the only reason I'm going to disagree with that is because I don't believe your saboteur is your gut instinct, which is exactly what could help you decipher between a potentially dangerous situation and an exciting one. That's just me. I'm not here to disagree with the person that did the book. Obviously, they had something in mind when they put that down. So for some people, that may hit them in the right place. And to be honest with you, when I was going on my healing journey and I first got this card, a while ago, a long time ago, not enough to remember everything written in it, but it must have been subconsciously planted in my head. It did make sense to me then. But now that I've kind of leveled up in a way, spiritually and healing wise, I realized that this saboteur is good for certain situations if it's going to be on the lighter side. Otherwise, once you completed that healing journey, let it go. Don't hang on to that saboteur because it is not your spidey instinct. It is not your gut instinct. So, you can do with that as you will, but in my perspective, it's not going to help you really. It's just going to make you overthink, overprocess, and probably cause you some stress and anxiety in the process if you are that type of person who has those issues. So just be careful with that, okay? But again, the saboteur is terrified of change and guards your heart from that which is meaningful to you with the misguided belief that if you don't try, you can't fail. Last week, again, the 8 uncomfortable truths. Taking no risk is the biggest risk of all. Taking no risk is the biggest risk of all. I am trying to learn that. I am not good with risks because I do fear rejection and I do fear failure. There are certain things in my life that I feel I should have done, could have done, didn't do. And, in that respect, I feel like I failed myself. And I've punished myself enough for that. And I'm not going to do that anymore. Don't worry about how old you are. Don't worry about how young you are. Okay? If you feel like you have the chutzpah to move forward, move forward. Do whatever you want. Be whoever you want. Don't go to your grave wishing you were somebody else or wishing you had done all these things. Just do them. And I'm going to do my best to listen to my own advice. I talked about this yesterday. I'm going to do my best to follow my own advice because I'm terrible at following my own advice. I've been told a lot of different times that I give really good advice. But then on the very rare occasion, people will ask me, do you follow your own advice? the brave ones that worry that I'm going to just be like, Row. No. And I should. I'm not sure that mine has anything to do with fear. I think it has everything to do with worthiness. There are things out there that we would like to have in our lives. There are things out there that we feel could be very important in our lives. And then we get all up in our heads and we sit there and go, but I'm not worth it. You know, that's for better people. That's for cooler people. You know, that person is for somebody better. And how many times do we sit there and self-sabotage ourselves with that? How many times do we try to convince ourselves that we're not worthy? A lot of times I think self-sabotage isn't so much about fear as it is about worthiness. But I think fear is just such a bigger four-letter word, right? That big F word. You know, and honestly, I think that's the bigger F word than the other F word that people talk about. But because fear does hold you back. Fear is an anchor. Fear is an anchor that does not allow you to move forward in the way that you deserve to move forward. And you know, yeah, maybe we've done sketchy things in our lives. Maybe we've done weird things in our life. Maybe we've done things that we can't take back and we wish we could. If it's behind you, let it go. Figure out how to heal it. You know, if you may have to heal it a few times. Sometimes trauma or pain or healing is like an onion. It will have layers. It will have layers. And when it has those layers, you just have to, you know, you have to go through the motions of that feeling. You have to ride through that feeling to feel it and heal it. You have to feel it to heal it, right? We've talked about this before. You have to feel it to heal it. And yeah, it can suck. It can suck balls big time if it hurts that bad. But in the end, it's going to start hurting less and less and less, and to the point where, yeah, it might trigger you from time to time. Maybe not. But you're going to heal it and you're going to move forward. And you're going to leave that behind and say, wow, I feel so much different about this. I feel so much better about this. And I think that's an important feeling to have. I look back to just even, you know, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I think, wow, I've come so far, so fast. And it was a lot faster than the initial parts of my healing journey. So, you know, looking back, you just think, okay, you have to, as older sibling would say, my mom would always say, don't look back, you're not going that way, right? And that's, for the most part, that feels very true. However, older sibling always likes to counter that whenever I say it by saying, you know, it's okay to look back to see how far you've come. Just don't, you know, and to add on to that, just don't keep looking in that direction. You know, take those two quotes and say, okay, right now I can't look back because, you know, like, it's like they say, right? When you're running, if you look back, you slow down because, you know, you're just instinctively, your body slows down because you don't know what's ahead of you. And that's how people always get caught in the horror movies, because they look back. If you are in a horror movie, do not look back. Just keep running. Run to safety. Don't run to somewhere stupid. But, sorry. As you can see, I grew up on all kinds of different movies. But anyways, I digress. But yeah, just look back long enough to see how far you've come. All right. So the action for this is take a few deep breaths and become conscious of where in your body you feel like you are limiting yourself. Place your hands on that part of your body. Visualize your saboteur archetype. It may look similar to this card or like a shadow aspect of you. Ask this part of yourself to show you how you miss out on or sabotage your relationships, career, money, health, and any other aspects of your life where you are not fulfilled. Become aware of your patterns. Make a commitment to yourself to start focusing on your strengths rather than your weaknesses, and welcome new experiences into your life. If you really stop and think about it, you can sit there and these could be your shadow selves. This dead looking part of you that's just struggling. And then the girl just sad and unhappy and blue. Just kind of like with the shadow, and her candle's burned out. She burned out. She's self-sabotaging things. Sorry, you can't see that. She's self-sabotaging things, but the candle burned out. Because these two are her shadow archetypes. You know, they could be, these are the saboteurs. You know what I mean? Yeah, we may feel like we have something poking at us, something bad, depending on what your beliefs, but we have the strength to fight those things off. And we have the strength to say, no, not today, bad guys, not today. Today I believe in myself. Today I'm worthy. So, you know, stand in front of the mirror. That could be your other action. But, focus on where you feel like you're not worthy. A lot of people think they're not worthy of money. A lot of people think they're not worthy of better health or good relationships or a good career. So if those are your issues, you know what to do. Okay, so one thing that can help that is self-love. Now imagine that, right? You can go from this to right there. You can go to that. You can go to this ethereal feeling of just blowing in the wind, right? Just everything around you just feels magical and amazing and just spiritually right. Spiritually right. So take time out to get to know yourself and what works for you in this particular cycle of your life. Some of the biggest obstacles to self-love are self-criticism and perfectionism, which lead to harsh judgment of the self, closing down, and eventually illness. Have you been trying to compete with others, get approval from people in your family, or simply pushing yourself too hard? If so, you need to soften and start listening to your body. Focus on keeping your heart open and practice acknowledging and recognizing the good in yourself and others. This card beckons you to breathe love in and out every minute of the day. Ask yourself, what changes do I need to make to my daily routine so that love can pulsate through every breath, action, and relationship I engage in? Choose to open your heart through softness, deep breathing, relaxation, movement, finding beauty in nature, in your home, in your pain, in your love, in your sadness, in prayer, etc. Keep your heart open through it. Keep your heart open even though, sorry, I don't know where that came from. Keep your heart open even though it makes you feel vulnerable and exposed. You know why I probably tripped over that? Because I suck at self-love. That's right. I super suck at self-love. I am a class A self-saboteur. And that's probably why little Georgie, the kitty cat, picked these two cards. Because he's all, I see you, Mom. I see you, Mom. But yeah, I mean, like I said, my cat nose bumped both of these cards. I showed him a lot of cards and and like I said, you take it as you will, but we'll give the cat some credit today. So, yeah. So there you go. See, the hardest part about self-love is, again, feeling worthy of it. This card teaches you that you have to let go of your anchors. You have to let go of the fear anchor, the unworthiness anchor, the, lack of self-love, the self-sabotage anchor. You have to let all those go. Think of the anchor as being like this, the chain link is the fear, right? And maybe it has all these little, actually, you could think of it like a fish hook, really. Or there's different types of anchors out there. There's some that, like the underwater ones we've seen, where they're those big, look like one part of a fish hook or two fish hooks stuck together, and they obviously hold you in. But there are other ones that I think people use when hiking. I mean, anchors aren't just in the ocean. Anchors are for people that climb mountains and stuff. I don't know what they call them, but to me that's what they look like, because they're anchoring everything else, right? You throw it up there and there's that big 4-point hook. Well, the 4-point hook could be, the string or the thing that's tethered to that hook could be the fear itself. And then those 4 points could be the lack of self-love, the self-sabotaging, the unworthiness, the lack of respect for yourself, the lack of self-care, the lack of self-awareness. All those things. It could be any of those things for you. The hardest thing, and I was talking to someone on Twitter about this the other day, one of the hardest things to really get a handle on is our self-love. When we work on that self-love, we start to have the feeling of self-care. We start to feel worthy. We start to feel respect for ourselves. We start to have that self-awareness. And I think the self-love and the self-awareness really kind of go hand in hand. And then the self-care, to me, comes in right behind it. Again, just my perspective, comes in right behind it and really kind of shows you, your progress, how you're moving forward, how you're going. So self-love can be hard and it can be scary, but it is so worth it. And it is absolutely 100% necessary. Okay, remember, self-love isn't narcissism. Self-love is it's a chosen behavior. It's something that you're wanting to do so that you can serve, or you can give, or you can be there for people from a full cup. When we lack that self-love and we try to find it in everybody else, your cup gets drained and drained and drained, because you're giving, giving, giving. People are taking, 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 but you're not giving back to yourself. You're not doing things for yourself. So just like self-care, self-love is not selfish, it is necessary. You, again, I've said this a million times on other shows, you spend every single moment of every single day of your life with you. You are the closest relationship and the longest relationship you will ever have in your life. And if you want to be able to love people completely without feeling like you're going to self-sabotage it, without feeling like you're going to, waiting for the other shoe to drop, or worrying or having low self-esteem, and, just, this is how people help their relationships or friendships or whatever implode. Because they get defensive. They get, they feel like they have to knee jerk. They feel like nobody's listening. And sometimes that it is about trying to get the attention from somebody else, right? Have you been trying to compete with others, get approval from people in your family, or simply pushing yourself too hard? Every human being is born capable and amazing. But life conditions us in different ways. Life can throw us curveballs. Life can do all kinds of shitty things to us. But life can also provide wonderful, wonderful things and experiences and joyful situations if we allow it to. What you put out there is what you're going to get back. Now the question is, what is it that you want to put out there? Believe in your worthiness and plant that seed of self-love so that worthiness tree can grow. Okay? There's enough in this world for everybody. And we have to stop thinking and letting the world condition us to think that there's not. Okay? Sorry, that was bugging me. So the action. This week is your opportunity. Oh, this week. Well, it's Wednesday, so maybe the rest of the week. This week is your opportunity to learn to receive. Anytime anyone says something nice to you or offers to help you, take a deep breath, thank them, and accept. You need to find something loving or nurturing to do for yourself. This could be a massage, a healing treatment, or a movie with a friend. I'm going to the movies. I'm taking myself on a date tomorrow, and I'm going to the movies. Yeah, mostly because, nobody else likes, older siblings not truly a fan of the movies I like, so I end up usually going to the movies by myself. We did go to the movies a couple weeks ago, because that movie was more her speed. This one we saw, You Hurt My Feelings, and I mean, she's in that kind of movie, and I love everything. I will pretty much go see anything, but tomorrow's Indiana Jones, so it's a throwback to my childhood. I know. And it's the last one. But anyways, sorry. Here I go again. See? I'm like a squirrel today. Just, I'm everywhere. This week is your opportunity to learn to receive. Anytime anyone says something nice to you or offers to help you, take a deep breath, thank them, and accept. You need to find something loving or nurturing to do for yourself. This could be a massage, a healing treatment, or a movie with a friend. Every time you look in the mirror, repeat, I am lovable. Do this every day until you really believe it. Not that hard, guys. Every time. You got to go to the bathroom. There's a mirror in there. Every time you pass a mirror, I am lovable. In fact, while you're brushing your teeth, don't wander around the house. Don't, sit somewhere and watch TV and do it. Look in the mirror and continually say to yourself while you're brushing your teeth, I am lovable. I am lovable. I am lovable. And convince yourself. Don't just say, I'm lovable. I'm lovable. I'm lovable. No, I am lovable. And while you're at it, add, I am worthy of good things, of wonderful things. Whatever you want to put after that, whatever you want to say after I am worthy, you can add, I am worthy of, fill in the blank. But start with, I am lovable. I am lovable. All right. So that's your self-love. That's your self-love for today. Don't self-sabotage yourself, okay? Use your self-love to start moving forward. Get a journal, Journal your feelings, journal your little heart out, all right? I know not everybody likes to journal. Not everybody wants to spend money on a journal. You can go to the grocery store, get a very inexpensive notebook, all right? Just one of those ones that kids use for school. And just, you know, you can doodle in it, you can write in it. If you're having really intense feelings, write it out. Write it out. Get it out of you. Get it out of you. And if you want, you can do what they call a burn book. When you're done with that journal, if you don't want to see it ever again, or you don't want to see your progress, or you feel like you've gotten everything out and you want to just put it behind you, throw it away, burn it, whatever. Burn it safely. If you live in California, burn it safely. Or better yet, just throw it in a bucket of water and throw it away. All right? Do not. California, we're already having our wildfires. So, I know the season used to be in October. So, as older sibling now calls it, we have winter, spring, fire season, and fall. I know. So, I mean, you know, we legit have fire seasons here. But just be careful. Okay, I know. I always have to give people my warning on that, because burning rituals can be absolutely amazing, but you have to do it carefully and you have to do it safely. I don't care where you are. Even if you're not in California, just do it safely. You know, get a barbecue, but be careful with the barbecues too, because if the wind picks up, that's problems. So just be careful. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back here tomorrow, 8:30. Oh no. My show might be late or might not be on tomorrow. I totally forgot. I have my therapy appointment at 7:30 tomorrow, so I will not be here at 8:30. My appointment will be till 8:30. So if I do a show, it'll be after 9 o'clock. All right. And the only reason I'm saying that is because, you know, I had to cancel my last appointment, and this was the soonest appointment I could get at it's I have to leave my house at like 6:30 to get there, or 6:45, because, you know, hi, California traffic. But anyway, I digress again. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody. If I don't... Oh, okay, see Sammy. But yeah, if I'm not on tomorrow, I will be back Friday for Oracle Friday. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, okay? Maybe something magical will happen during therapy and I'll want to talk about it. So if I do, again, it'll be after 9 o'clock. If not, I'll see everybody here Friday, Oracle Friday. All lives are public. They're under Shelley Marie Lucas. I do share them to my YouTube page under the Aloha Perspective, or YouTube channel. And I also share them to Facebook, my Aloha Perspective page on Facebook. All right. Have a great, great day, everybody. Thank you, Sammy and older sibling and whoever else popped on. I saw a couple of eyeballs on there for popping in. Have a great day tomorrow, Sammy, whatever it is you're doing. And I will see everybody tomorrow late or Friday. Have a great day.